Hey y'all, I'm Carissa and welcome back to my channel, K Threads and Stitches. This is a channel where I talk about cross stitch and the projects that I've been working on. Every now and then I will show like knitting or quilting if I have any, but most of the time it's just cross stitch. I do have some FFOs today, a couple of finishes that I haven't FFO'd yet, and then whips for things that I was supposed to work on that I didn't, things that I want to work on, and just a couple that I actually did work on. And I know it's been a while since I've been back, so I apologize once again. I will be trying to do a whip parade, at least filming it this weekend. I don't know that I'll have the video up. But I haven't done a whip parade since I made my first video on Flosstube, and I have a lot more whips now than I had back then, and I actually have some whips that I've had since I first started Flosstube, so it'll be interesting to show those with no progress. But yeah, so I'll go ahead and get started. With my FFOs, I think the last time I was back in November, so I'll start with the Christmas ones first. The first couple, they're small, and these are from Primrose Cottage Stitches, and it's Christmas Magic. This is what it looks like. Hopefully there's not too much of a glare. So this is like a subway tile design. Super cute. I love it as the subway tile design, but I didn't want to stitch it as that. I kind of wanted to stitch things individually and then, you know, just have like a bowl of pillows for that. So, the first one that I have here is this one here, is the Santa. And I stitched this on 28 count Zweigart, Lugana in the color Wheat, and then I used Weeks Dye Works Grits, Turkish Red, Monkey Grass, and then the Gentle Art Baby Spinach for the colors. And then I did the hot cocoa one. This is the other one that I did using the same colors. Hopefully y'all can see that. The way it looks on my screen is that it's a little dark on one side. And then for the back fabric, so on the Santa one, I chose a green back fabric with a white rickrack. And then the hot cocoa one, I did a red back fabric, also with white rickrack around the side. I've been kind of liking doing the rickrack around the side. It's super easy to do, excuse me. I use like a fabric glue, like a cheap fabric glue from Hobby Lobby, and I just glue it around. I don't sew it down or anything. And I haven't had any problems with doing that so far, so I really, I've been really liking doing that lately. And I also, for the hot cocoa one, I had some beads, and instead of doing French knots, I did beads inside of the hot cocoa cup. And I think these are, I like using the beads because I never think that my French knots look real good, so if I can use a bead instead of a French knot, I will do it in a heartbeat. But those are my first two finishes, and then so my next two, these are both from Not Forgotten Farm. So the first one that I have is Cookie Claus. So it's Mrs. Claus. Super cute. And this is my finish of this one. And I stitched this on 32 count linen milk chocolate by XJU Design. And then I used colored and cotton threads in the colors Cottage, Sandcastle, Garden Sage, Mesa, Violin, Rustic Black, Curry, and Grandfather Clock. And then for the back fabric, I just used this red and white gingham fabric. And then again, I did the rickrack around the side. I think this is Bird's Nest. by, yes. So this is my Rick Rack and Lace, but it's this front one here. Bird's Nest by Lady Dot Creates. And that is that one. And then my next one, I also did the Little Nick. So this is what it looks like. Hopefully that shows up okay. I took screenshots of the front of the pattern so I could show them. And I stitched it on the same fabric with the same colors, and this is how this one came out. I saw people that actually added like little bells on the garland, and I thought that was so cute. I did not add bells. I actually just stitched the I don't know what you would call I don't know that you would call them berries, but I stitched it in Krynic, gold Krynic. And then I used the same fabric on the back, that red and white gingham, and the same rickrack on the side. So those are my first few finishes. And I think, oh, well, I have one more finish that is Christmas, but it's not an FFO. Oh, actually, I have another FFO. That's Christmas. So Brenda Gervais came out with Christmas Swan, so this is what it looks like. I ordered this, and I'll be honest, I did not expect to stitch this as quickly as I did, but I did stitch it, and I finished it, and then I fully finished it, and for the first time I think in a while, I think this is one of the few pieces that I stitched on 36 count. So I stitched this on 36 count linen Frappuccino by XJU Design. And I will say this is probably the first finish or stitching piece that I've done that is 1/2. And I'm so glad I did that, because it was so much easier to stitch 1/2 on 36 count. I don't know why I've never tried that before, but this is how mine turned out. I think I tried to use all the called for colors. The only two that I substituted were the DMC colors. So 3778 I used Gentle Arts Melon Patch, and 356 I used Classic Colorworks Tennessee Red Clay. But this is what mine looks like. And then I just used, this is the Lace by Lady Dot Creates in the color Nilla. So this is that very front one there. And then I used a Teresa Kogut fabric on the back for the back fabric. And I used some white beads that I had laying around. These white beads are actually pretty big. And I don't know that I love the size of them, but I just went ahead and used them because I didn't have any smaller ones. But I had a lot of fun stitching this. It was so much fun stitching this. Now, I don't have enough 36 count fabric, and in the future I'll probably be buying more 36 count so I can stitch 1/2. That I really enjoyed stitching that piece. Okay, and then I have a few other finishes, FFOs that, so my goal kinda, I have, and I think I said this last year too, but I don't really think that I tried to stick to it. I really want to get my whips down, and I feel like I have a lot of whips and not enough progress, I guess. And I know that I tend to get distracted with all the things, like new things come out, and I'm just like, oh yay, I want to go stitch this, and I want to go stitch this. And now I'm not saying that I can't start new things, because I will obviously probably do that. But in the process, I want to try to finish some of the whips that I already have started, especially ones that are pretty far along and don't really need that much. So this first one is a good example of that. I have my stuff laid out here for it. So this first one, it comes from the book Seasons of the Heart. spring into summer. And I stitched this on, what is this called? 32 count linen farm eggs in the 32 count linen in the color Farm Eggs by XJU Design. And I finished this very top one here. I had started this last year and it really didn't have a whole lot left to finish. So this is my finish of it. I did this one a little bit different than the first two I did. The first two, I just had a piece of fabric up underneath of the piece. I didn't have one to the side here. And yeah, I don't know. I just felt like doing something a little bit different than the other two. I think initially my intention was to stitch them and finish them all the same. But when I got to this piece, my mind changed. But this is my finish. So I did the faux leather tag like the other two. I think I stitched most of the called for colors on these. I don't have it written down. But I tried to stick to the called for colors where I could. And then I just did a little twine bow, and then this is the back. So I used the same fabric, and I just did strips. I don't know. I don't love it, but I don't hate it for the back. I just wanted to try something different, and I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it, but this is one of those whips that could be finished that I could get out of the way. And out of that book, that means that I have one left. I just need to do the fall one, and then I will have finished that series, which will be super exciting. Okay, so the next one that I have, keeping along with the same theme of trying to finish things. So I also had this one started last year, and I had a pretty good start on it. This is Lessons in Abecedarian Summer Schoolhouse. This is by Brenda Gervais. This is also another series. So I finished the one with the girl on this pattern. So the next one that I need to do is this one right here. And I'm stitching all of these on. I'm pretty sure I had a tag here somewhere. I do. So this is 32 count My Little Dove by XJU Design. And I'm stitching, as many of the called for colors as I can. But this is my finish of this one. And I did a rickrack around the side once again. And the rickrack color of this one is called, I don't know how you say this, Chianti. This is the rickrack here. And then for the back fabric, it's just a plain brown back fabric. But I really like how this turned out. I really like this fabric color too. So I don't think this thing is focusing. There we go. But that is my next finish. And my last finish, once again, is keeping along with the same theme of just trying to finish things that were definitely already started. And this one didn't even take me half a day to do. This is another one from Brenda Gervais. This is Keeper of the Pins out of the book here. I already have 2 of these done, which I'll show you here. I finished these, I don't remember how long ago, 2-3 years ago. I did this one with the alphabet, and then I used like a ribbon around the side, and I also made like a little covered button previously. Oh, 2022. So yeah, like 2, maybe 3 years ago, depending on when in 2022. And then I did this one previously. And I did another one of these covered buttons where I can't get it to sit. There we go. Just a little tomato on there. And the fabric that I used on the back of both of these are just super plain. this one I finished a little bit different. I don't know how I got that ribbon on these and for them to sit the way that it's sitting, because this ribbon has a flat side on the bottom of it and you have to sew it before you sew the whole thing together. So it's been long enough that I forgot how I did that, and I didn't feel like sitting there trying to fight with it to figure it out again. So I did this one here. I don't know what the name of this one is. And I tried to use most of the called for colors. I'm not really sure. Oh, this is called Dame of the Needle. I may have changed a couple of the colors out, but it's been long enough that I really don't know. I'd have to look in the bag and see. I kept this one real simple. And I did, again, that a black and, or not black and white, red and white, what is that, check fabric. So I'm actually thinking about trying to get some of the Lady Dot Creates chenille, and maybe if I get some of that, I've never used chenille before for a trim, I might try to put that on there. I think that would be cute, and then it would kind of match that, hopefully, as the ribbon that I used for the other ones. But yeah, so that is all of my finishes, or all of my FFOs, excuse me. So, and then I have a couple of finishes that I haven't FFO'd yet. My first one is, this one's called Santa by Tralala. So this is what it looks like. And then I used all color and cotton threads on this. I've already put them away, but I think I have this written down somewhere. At least I hope I do. And this is my finish on this. I actually finished this well after Christmas, but with as much progress that I had made between kind of having some progress before Christmas, and then, you know, what I had prior to that, I was like, well, I should probably go ahead and finish this. So I did finish it. I will FFO it before I put it away. I don't know, I just like to FFO my things before they get put up, or else I'm afraid that they'll get lost. And the next one that I have, this is Big Hearted Tiny Town by Heart and Hand. So I did finish this. I haven't FFO'd it. I have the fabric here. This is what the fabric looks like. I don't have the card for the color, but I think I hope I have this written down somewhere. And I tried to use most, if not all, the called for colors on this. But this is what mine looks like. And this one really didn't take a whole long time to stitch, if I just sat down and did it. So I had already had like up to this building here, so I stitched the rest of this all the way over. But that is that one. So that is all of my FFOs and my finishes. I will roll into my whips. So my first whip is going to be, this is the other Brenda Gervais that came out. This is Let It Snow. So I've made some progress. I got all my floss stuck in the back there. I am stitching this. I thought I had the card attached to this. Hold on a second, I think okay, I do have it written down. So this is 32 count linen in the color Dust Bunny by XJU Design. And this is the progress that I have on this. I want to finish this without having to put it in a project bag and saving it for next year. As you can see, I've got a lot done inside the cloche, which means that there's really not a whole lot left outside of, you know, just what I already have, because inside of the cloche I feel like is most of the stitching. especially the bulk of the stitching. So I'm not using all of the called for colors on this. I will list all the colors that I'm using because there's a lot of DMC, and I swapped all of the DMC out for over-dyed threads. But if I sat here and read that, it'd take me a couple minutes to sit and read what I swapped out. So I'll be sure to put that in the blog post. And then, so the next whip that I had, and I think I may have shown this already, so I apologize if this is just a repeat. This is from the booklet, The Snowball by Brenda Gervais. I actually don't have these last two down here. So I had a teeny tiny little start on the smaller one. That's the border of it. So I think if I actually sat down for a couple of days and just stitch those, I would get that done. But I've been wanting to stitch other things. And to kind of help me stay motivated to stitch things that I have already started in the past, like my older whips, I'll go to one of those, especially the ones with the series that have kind of like the Brenda Gervais, the pillows and stuff. I'll finish one and then I'll move to another project. Finish something that's either a fully finished for, you know, the whole project. If it's another series, I'll just finish another one, then I'll move on to something else. That way I don't feel like I'm like stuck doing the same thing over and over and over again. Okay, so my next whip actually is, so this is from Stitching with the Housewives. I couldn't think of the name. And this is one of their Valentines. It's like the little city things that they have, the city patterns that have 4. And this one is called City Valentines. I'm going to try to cover this up here. This is the first one. And I'm stitching this on, I think this is 28 count antique white Lugana. So I had actually had some of this started last year. I had this top border and like the top of one of these cupcakes, so I added a little bit to this. And I'm using all of the called for colors except for I think I'm gonna switch the black out for Tennessee red clay. So instead of filling in the hearts and stuff with black and you know, unless it's words. If it's words, I think I'm going to do that in black. And this is in a super cute bag by Pam's Needle and Thread. I got this one probably like a year or 2 ago. Super cute. And also in that bag, I haven't started anything else on this, but this is Love Notes by Brenda Gervais. I have 3 pillows out of this done. So I have the EXO pillow, I have the heart pillow, and I have the Be Mine pillow. So I only have the love and the large cut pillow to do. And previously I had started just the teeniest, tiniest little start on the big cup one, as you can see over here in the corner. And this is being stitched on, I think this is 28 count. It's either 28 or 32, but it's Vintage Country Mocha. And trying to use all of the same called for colors on that one. Okay, so I forgot to, I'm sorry, I'm jumping around a little bit. I'm going to go back to a few of the whips that I had hoped to get to, but I didn't. So previously for the Christmas whips, I wanted to do Santa Stops Here by Brenda Gervais. I made 0 progress on this. but I'll show you again just what I have so far. So this is what I have so far. I think I had wanted to at least put in like some outlining for the bricks and stuff on the house, because the house is probably the majority, or at least half the stitching on this piece, but I didn't do anything with it. And then I wanted to make progress on Welcome to the North Pole by Primrose Cottage, but I did not. So this is still where I'm at. All called for fabric colors on this one. So hopefully this year, you know, later in the year, not right now, because I feel pretty satisfied with what Christmas stitching I got done. And this is Winter Rose Manor by Brenda Gervais. And made no progress, but I'll show again, you know, where I was. And this is what I have. So, and this one is actually pretty big because this is on a 28 count. And I have teetered the thought of restarting this. I'm not usually a big fan of restarting pieces, but I don't know. I kind of feel like after stitching that, where'd it go? This swan piece on 36 count, 1/2, that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. So I've thought about doing that for that one. And one other Christmas whip that I wanted to make progress on. I did make a little bit of progress on this one. I wanted to finish it, but I did not finish it this year. This is Lizzie Kate's Christmas Rules. So this is what it looks like on the back of this card, the full piece. I am stitching it in one piece. And this is where I'm at now. So I think when I left off last, I think I was here. So I added this one and I am almost done with this one. And I picked my own colors for this. So I took out the pinks and the blues on this and, you know, some of the other colors, and just kind of picked my own, and I've kind of been going back and forth. If you've seen some of my previous videos, I've kind of talked about that. If you want more details about that, just let me know. Because this one's a little bit more, it just has a little bit more to it in terms of stitching it. I have to try to remember what I was doing each time I pick that up. So, okay, so for one other whip that I have that I think I started, I did. I have the babyest start on this. This is Hands On Design. This is a Year of Celebrations Continues Season 2, so that January one right on the front. I wanted to start stitching that. I surely did that with the like less than 10 stitches that I have on here, so that was my start for that. A start is a start is how I feel about it. So yeah, I got a couple of them blue stitches in, but I never picked it back up to get back to it. So I think I only have one of these finished. I only have the December one, and I'm using all of the called for colors, and then they're all going to be stitched on the same color fabric. So, alright, and then the last few things that I have, these are things that I would like to work on that I started previously. So this first one that I have, this is by Primrose Cottage, is called Hey Sweetheart, and this is what it looks like. So I'm trying to cover up the side here because it's got the actual pattern on the side, but hopefully you can see that. So that's a another subway tile one that they have, so similar to the Christmas one that I had started doing. I actually stitched these last year, and I didn't quite get these all finished. I don't know that I'm going to stitch the whole thing. I might just stitch a couple and then finish these as pillows. What is this fabric? I gotta have the tag here somewhere, right? I don't even see the tag for the fabric. Okay. I'm not sure what this fabric is, but it is definitely an even weave. And this is what I've got so far. So I've got the two little birds and then the little XOXO that I started over there on the next one. And I'm using color and cotton threads for this. This will be an easy whip to, you know, at least I feel like anyway, I say this, but it should be a pretty easy whip to kind of do what I want to do with it and be able to be done with it as a whip. And if ever at any point I want to pick it up again and stitch a couple other things out of it, I can do that later. But the color and cotton threads that I have are Drosselmeyer, Bonfire, Antique Rose, Point Shoes, and Princess. So these are the 5 colors that I have picked out for this. And once again, Pam's needle and thread bag. I keep forgetting to show these. But yeah, so I would like to finish doing whatever I started last year with that one, and then I can put that away as a whip. And so for my next, I only have 3 left here in my lap. I think that this one is actually from the, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not really sure. I think that it's from the book, like the whip book that they created for Primrose Cottage, but I don't remember the name of it. It's like the little basket with the flowers. This is my start that I had on it previously, and this is stitched on 32 count linen Frappuccino by XJU Design. This is what happens when I start trying to talk too fast. So that's what I have so far, and I'm stitching this one as well with just color and cotton threads. And I have color and cotton Begonia, Acrobat, Tulle, Tusk, Gretel, Ferris Wheel, and Hansel. So these are the colors that I'm using for that. Again, that's a super small whip. It'd probably be easy to finish stitching and be another whip down. Alright, and then my next one, I don't remember if I started this one last year or the year before, but this is called Everyday Things by Heart and Hand. This is super cute. I started stitching this on 28 count linen in the color Marbled Terracotta by XJU Design. So this is kind of it looks a little orangey, but I know that I think terracotta is more of like a reddish color. But this is my start on this that I had previously. Again, this is not a very big piece, so if I really sat down and worked on it, I think I could get this done. There's a lot of words in it. Words don't really take a whole lot of time to stitch it, so I don't know if I'm using the called for colors. These are all my colors that I have here, but I will list them in the blog post for that one. And then again, my Pam's needle and thread bag. Super cute. Alright, and the last one that I have, this is another one that I would like to finish. This is Seaside Tiny Town that I would like to do. So I now have 3 tiny towns finished. I have the bee one, I have the Halloween one, and the Valentine's one, and this one would be next up. I had started this previously, and this is being stitched on 32 count linen in the color Duxbury by Fox and Rabbit. I really like this fabric. I think it's so pretty. And it looks kind of dirty, like, I don't know. And I don't mean dirty like, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have said that. It just has that, you know, that grungy feel to the fabric, you know. I like the look of it. But this is the start that I had previously. I think that I tried to use the called for colors, but I remember that I didn't have them all. So yeah, I'll have to see what those colors were. I also have another one in here. I don't think I started this one though. Oh, I have a couple in here. Well, I guess I have the Seaside Frill in here. And this would probably take all of like maybe an hour or two to do for me. Because I feel like I stitch slow. That's super small though. So hopefully I can get through those and finish those. This is in another one of my Pam's Needle and Thread bags. Don't mind my mess there. And this is the back of it. This is one of my favorite bags. This is just so pretty. All the colors that are on it. Okay, so that is all of my whips, my finishes, my FFOs. So I know that some people use like the book stands for holding patterns or to travel with. I actually bought one from Target that I was just going to show. I really like it. This is a book stand. It's heavy duty. It's a little bit heavier. So I probably would never travel with this. It's not lightweight, but super cute. It's a book stand. And the front of this is metal, so I can actually take my needle minder, stick it straight to it, and then I always just stick my scissors to it so I don't lose them. But this is the back of it. And I just set my iPad in this, and then if I have, you know, a paper pattern or a book that I'm stitching from, I'll use this for that too. But yeah, I think, oh, I did have one last thing. So that is all of my stitching stuff. I noticed that, I noticed from my last video, and I do apologize, I haven't gotten to get through and respond with something to everybody's comments, but thank you so much to everybody who commented on my last video. I always really appreciate the comments. It's nice to hear from everybody. And I will go through, and if I don't respond with an actual comment, I'll at least do a heart to acknowledge it. But I did get some questions for the beanie that I knit. It was this one here, asking what the pattern was. I will link it. I apologize, I should have done this on my last video. This is called, I think it's Lotus Flower by Bee Knits Handmade. Maybe I can find it real quick on my iPad. Knitting. So before I had started stitching like hardcore, I was knitting quite a bit, and I really enjoyed knitting beanies. So this is one of the ones that I really like doing. It is the Lotus Flower Beanie pattern. Her name's not on here. She is on Instagram, and she has her own website. So I will link her website below, or in the blog post. And then I did knit a few other things just because I felt like knitting. When I knit, I personally like using super bulky yarn, and I mostly knit like beanies, headbands, and cowls. I don't do super big pieces so far, but I have wanted to maybe try socks at some point, but we'll see, because I don't knit half as much as I used to. So, but I actually made some headbands. This is one of the headbands I made. I like this color combo. This is probably my favorite color combo. I actually don't remember what this is called. Oh. So this is, the pattern for this is Echo Headband by Weird Sheep. So, I actually knit 4 of these, but I have 2 in this colorway, one that I'm keeping for myself. And then I did one in red, white, and this color down here is called Whole Grain. And I did one with pink in the middle. So, I really like doing these. These take like maybe an hour or 2. Super quick to stitch up or knit. So, I did a few of those recently. I just felt like knitting. And I have yarn that I need to use. I have plenty of yarn that I need to use. So, but that is all I have for y'all today. I will try to film a whip parade and have that up for y'all soon, so y'all can see all the mess of whips that I have. But if there's any questions, please put them in the comments below. Thank you so much for returning for another video. Feel free to leave a comment, and I'm so excited to do the whip parade for y'all here pretty soon. So thanks for coming back, and I'll see y'all later.